Hello, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be another sit down talk one, and we are going to be talking about the natural hair community. This one in particular is going to be about lies natural hair YouTubers tell. I've been on YouTube now for a year. Obviously, I've been watching YouTube for like 10 years. And I thought this was a super interesting topic because there's a lot of lies out there, a lot of lies circulating. So I wanted to go over my version of what I think on these specific lies. The first one that I see people talking about is how much hair is shedded during wash day. A lot of natural hair YouTubers lie about this, and I 100% agree, especially when it comes to people who frequently do wash and goes, or they're doing these long-term protective styles and then act like no hair gets shedded after a month of having their hair in braids. Me in particular, if you have been watching my videos from the beginning, I will often, and I'm going to make it a point so that nobody can say I lie about this either, to show how much hair comes out after I've done braids or after I have detangled my hair after shampooing and I'm about to apply conditioner to my hair. I like to do my detangling then, and I like to show how much hair actually comes out. I personally have seen very few people online actually show, like physically show the hair that gets shedded from their hair. So that was a good one. The second lie is using sulfates and silicones. This one is a little bit tricky. I feel like a lot of people, if you're not too fussy about ingredients, you won't know what's in your products regardless. And then there's ones who say, for instance, claim to follow the curly girl method to a T. You guys know my opinion about the curly girl method. But basically no silicones and sulfates allowed. And a lot of people say they don't use them, and they do. They 100% do. They may not tell you, they may not show it, but I honestly feel like there are people who claim that they don't, but they do. I've been super honest. I love sulfates. I buy shampoo with sulfate in it, and I double cleanse. I like to make sure my hair is super clean. And obviously I love silicones. I want a t-shirt that says I love silicones because I am a straight hair natural. I like to keep my hair silky straight, and often to do that you need some silicones, and to wash those silicones out you need the sulfates, plain and simple. But a lot of people claim they don't use either. The third one is how long their natural hair journey took. I honestly feel like YouTube should crack down on clickbait titles, all things like that. People who claim their hair grew however long in 1 month from doing this one hack, or it only took 1 year or whatever, and their hair is down to their toes. Like, scientifically, logically, genetically, humans are programmed to have about a half an inch of hair growth per month. So if you do the math, there's only so much you can get in the span of a year. I personally, it took me to get from like chin length to right under boob length a couple years, because I was still cutting my hair during that time period as well as doing trims. A lot of people say their hair just grew from here down to here in like a year, and they did one secret hack or tip or trick, and that's all it took, when in reality it does take conscious effort and practices, and there is no miracle cure for long hair growth. Number 4, what products they actually use. So this one is a little bit hit or miss. Honestly, if a natural hair YouTuber is not online putting out videos of what they do with their hair on a daily basis, weekly basis, we're never going to really see all the products that they're putting on their hair. Like, if you come on here and show daily, I do this with my hair, this is what I'm putting in it, and the next day, then we can kind of see, okay, this is probably the truth. But if you're uploading, say, once a week, once a month, 3 times a month, whatever, there's a lot of days in between that where you're not showing what do you do with your hair, especially if you are just doing talking videos versus hair tutorials or routines. You're not really showing what you do with your hair. So yeah, it's kind of like a half lie, but like not necessarily purposely, but some people probably purposely do lie about what they actually use in their hair. I try to be as honest as possible with what I use in my hair. All the products that I have, it's not like this large, massive collection of hair products. It's very small. I stick to what I feel works in my hair, and that's what I'm gonna show on a regular basis. And if I do get something new, I will be sure to show you guys as well. So you can't catch me in that lie either. Number 5, genetics playing a role in their hair growth or their hair growth journey. I have said before that genetics are a small part, but yes, a big part of the type of hair you have and how it's going to, say, perform in terms of how it looks straight or curly and all of that. But once again, half an inch a month, and if you do proper practices, you can really retain all the length that comes from your scalp each month. Now, lying about the curl pattern is a little bit different. So for me, I'm obviously Black. My background is Jamaican with a little bit of Cuban in it, and that is a contributing factor to the curl pattern I have, and like the thickness, the density, all of that. So yes, but then sometimes, you know, it's just what God gave you. Lie I see often on YouTube is that it took only one product or one method to get to the length that they're currently at. And I personally have been asked that question as well. You know, what was that one magical product? What was that one method? Is there something specific you did to make your hair grow long? It was a combination of a bunch of things, like I would say at least a dozen things. Consistently putting those things into practice, though, make it so you're more likely to get those results. It's never going to be just one single product. It's never just going to be one single method or even just one thing used once or one method used once. You have to put the repetition in. And a lot of the times you have to do a combination of a bunch of different things to form the routine that's best for you and your hair and your lifestyle, and that's when you're going to see the results. People who are claiming that growth and retention are the same, or using it in their speaking and their sentences as if they are the same, when in reality they are not. They're connected, but they're not the same. Yes, we are all going to have hair growth, unless of course you may have like a health condition or some type of underlying health issue, or you've done something that has seriously damaged your follicles. You're going to have growth, hair coming from the scalp, the follicles, and moving downwards. Now, retention is being able to keep everything that comes off of your scalp, everything that's growing off of your scalp. That is retention, being able to keep that. A lot of the times you're going to see titles, people talking about 10 blah 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 for growth, 5 blah 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 for growth, do this for growth, do that for growth. But once again, half an inch per month is the average, when we should be kind of rephrasing the wording and rephrasing the title and rephrasing the thinking so we have more realistic expectations to say, do this for retention, do that for retention. This will help with retention. This won't help with retention. Retention is what most people are genuinely struggling with, not necessarily growth, because we can all, on most cases, grow our hair. Our biggest struggle is retaining it. But in YouTube, those two words are used as one. Okay, so the next one. I'm not calling anybody out, and I'm not being mean, and I don't want anybody to take this one in a rude way. This is not just natural hair YouTubers. I think it's just people in general kind of have this lie going on in their life that their hair don't stink, when in reality everybody's head is gonna get a little bit frowsy. Everybody's hair or scalp is going to produce odors. That is super natural. It's nothing to be ashamed of. There are obviously things that you could be doing that is contributing to like the smell being extra pungent, like Shrek onion juice. And there's lots of practices you can put into play to kind of make your hair smell more fresher, cleaner, like roses, help combat those smells. And of course, when in doubt, just wash your hair, just properly cleanse your hair. And that can kind of balance back out the scalp and the hair and allow for a nice, clean, refreshed smell. But a lot of people walk around like they don't stink. Like a lot of people are walking around like their hair is perfect when we're all human and our hair is not always going to be perfect. We're going to have times where our hair is on point, our skin is on point, our makeup is on point, and other times where we may be suffering for a little bit. We may be lacking in certain areas of our life, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. But yes, people do lie about that one a lot. And the second last one, which I find super funny. Water is all you need to moisturize your hair. Water is extremely important. Putting water directly on your scalp and your hair to moisturize, as well as the amount of water you are ingesting, like drinking each day, keeping yourself internally hydrated, helps to make sure that your normal bodily functions, just as like growing hair is happening optimally. Your growth is occurring at a healthy, normal rate. Drinking water is important. Putting your water in your hair is important because our hair dries out. But if you've ever in your life done your hair, washed your hair, and then you've let your hair, whether it's air dry or blow dry, and you didn't put any product on it, let me know in the comment box below how your hair felt drying with no product in it. It's dry. It's like dry. It's crack, snackle, pop type of dry. It's brittle, dry, straw, hay, dry. Even if your hair is super healthy, our hair does have the potential of drying out and feeling uncomfortably dry. And water is not always enough, in my opinion. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't use hair products, and I feel like there are people, females, who have like really great hair, really great practices, and may not need to put a product into their hair to help with any area. And men, obviously, a lot of men don't put hair products in their hair and they have great, thick, healthy hair. But if you're somebody who maybe has longer hair, thicker hair, denser hair, leaving your hair dry and hoping just that the water that you put in your hair to wash your hair is going to be enough, it's not. I honestly think it's not. I test you. Do your hair. Don't put any products in it and see how it feels. Because for me, it's like my biggest fear. And if I know that I do not have the time to do my hair routine properly, like properly deep conditioning, putting my moisturizer, doing those follow-up steps afterwards, doing the serums, then I'm not going to do my hair and I'm probably going to feel a little bit sad because your hair is thirsty. Your hair is like skin. Your hair is like the same proteins that are in your nails and your skin, and it does dry out. And that moisture level does need to be replenished. And we can't always replenish with water, like on a daily basis. We can't always wash our hair on a daily basis. So getting the opportunity to put product in your hair can help with length retention and helping your hair grow more optimally. Last lie that natural hair YouTubers tell is that your damage can be reversed. If you are a scientist or somebody who has highly studied hair, like you know you're an expert in it, like you've done your schooling, correct me if I'm wrong, but if the hair is damaged, it's damaged. There's not much you can do. You can put practices in play to minimize damage, to reduce damage, to prevent damage, but once the damage has happened, that's it. Most often, you're just going to have to chop. You're going to have to cut it. You can kind of put products in the hair to kind of mask the damage, hide it, make it look less obvious, right? We put, say for instance, gels, mousses, serums, waxes, moisturizers. We do masks. We do all sorts of things to help minimize the appearance of damage. But if it's damaged, it's damaged. Like if you got a split end, there's nothing that's gonna fuse it back together and then make that strand super healthy again. It's like weak to the core, and I'm not talking about dryness is damage. I mean, like, the integrity of your hair strands has been compromised to the point of no return, damage. And there's not much you can really do to fix it. But you can minimize the appearance of it, I think, in my opinion. But that's just my take on the Lies Natural Hair YouTubers. Leave a comment down below. What was your thoughts about this video? If you've watched other people talk on this specific topic, I'm interested in knowing. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.